Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Metagross in the Open Master League. We're not going to go with the Shadow this time. We've done plenty of those videos. We might do one in the future, probably will before the community day. And speaking of that, the reason why we're making this video is so that you can see the power of Metagross, so you can, you know, have a little bit more motivation to get out there and do the classic community day that we're going to be seeing on August 18th from 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. So make sure you definitely do not miss that, okay, folks? Beldum Classic Community Day is coming back August 18th from 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. Mark your calendars. You definitely do not want to miss this. One of the best Pokemon in the game, not just for Master League, but also for raiding. As a pure Steel type attacker, this thing is an absolute beast. But not only that, we will be getting the Mega at some sort of time in the future. But when they do come out with the Mega, you will be able to gain candies then too. So keep that in the back of your mind. I'm not going to say don't go hard on Beldum Community Day, but if you're not able to, it's okay. You'll have another opportunity. But not only that, when the Mega comes out, but in December, as it should be coming back as part of the lineup that we've seen for all the Pokemon this year. So also keep that in the back of your mind, okay? So it's not all doom and gloom if you can't make it out. All right, but with that said though, I was having an absolute blast. I wanted to use Duskmane alongside it, but that would have left us a little vulnerable up against those Ho-Ohs, so we're just gonna only go with one Steel type and then pair it up with Zygarde as well as Kyogre. You already know how I love my Kyogre, so let's go ahead and have a little fun with this thing here. We are going to be leading with Zygarde the entire time, and the Metagross is going to be, of course, 100% IV and Best Buddy, so it's going to be level 51. Thing was absolutely putting in the work. The moves that you're going to want to run on this are, of course, going to be Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, and Earthquake. Now, some may want to roll with Psychic. I don't really recommend that. There could be cases where it could help you out, but for the most part, you're going to want to just roll with, of course, Meteor Mash, Community Day move, and Earthquake, okay? So with that said, let's see what we have going on here. This thing was just putting in the work. So up against Kyogre, we're going to go ahead and get off that Earthquake, then bring in our own Kyogre, let that Surf go, and they're bringing in their Xerneas here. All right, of course, you already know how we are going to be able to take that out with the Metagross, but again, like we've discussed, and like you all know, any fairy that has a fire or a fighting move is going to be pretty dang good, and both Xerneas as well as Zacian have close combat, making them that much better, and definitely worthy of your power-up too. So yes, we've been on a PvP roll here. This is going to be the third day in a row that we've just simply gotten up only PvP because we are showcasing some pretty important Pokemon, not just some random stuff, right? You know, although that's really fun to do too. That's typically what we would do. But yeah, we're just going to take a little break from the news and get into this here. But better believe we're going to be hopping back into that news. I do have some more videos for you later today. But with that said, now we'll go ahead and get into the commentary here. Zygarde up against another Zygarde. Okay. This matchup is typically going to be based upon who's going to get the debuff with the crunch and kind of who's got higher attack to win that CMP. And then also, if you have Earthquake, well, that's going to infinitely put you on the winning chart for this matchup here. And looks like they're going to have higher attack than me, probably equipped as our Best Buddy there. So down we go. That's all right. We're going to go ahead and bring in the Metagross to farm them down with Bullet Punch here, loaded up on energy. If they come in with a Ho-Oh, not looking great. So let's see what they're going to bring into the battle here. Duskmane. Okay, well, that's super effective to us with Shadow Claw as well as Dark Pulse. So we're going to go for the Earthquake. They let it go, super effective. Bringing in the Kyogre, and we're going to go ahead and just let this Dark Pulse go here. And they have a Gyarados in the back. Now, although Gyarados is going to be resisting the water, I'm not going to go all the way for Thunder because they're going to just shield it up just like that. We're still doing a decent amount of damage. Now, the Metagross is not going to really want to go up against this too, so we're going to have to really think about what we want to do here regarding that last shield. Throwing another Surf, they're letting it go. And we've gotten so low to the point where we can pretty much Bullet Punch them down. Now, we have to keep in mind the energy that the Duskmane did have. So I don't really remember if I was counting or not. I don't know. But they're using their last shield here. We swap into the Metagross. Hopefully they go for a... Well, it's not the best, but that's all right. Can we Bullet Punch them down? One. Nope, they swapped in and we take the win. All right, so we didn't even see the Duskmane get taken out there. Metagross taking the win. Next game, we're met with it. Well, it's coming back for a little revenge. Duskmane here. And this is typically a good matchup for you. I do believe this one's actually going to freeze, and I'm going to show you why I simply don't care about ranking up, because the game is so busted, as well as like just cheating and oh, I'm not in a good position anymore. I'm going to make the game freeze. Something like that. All right, so we're looking good, right? Getting to another crunch here, and this is where the game just magically stops working. I can't definitively say this person made that happen, all right, but it certainly does happen pretty much 99% of the time when it starts looking good for me. But when I'm losing, it never freezes coincidentally, right? Yeah, just a coincidence. Get the hell out of here with that. All right, next game, we're met with a Xerneas. This is not particularly great, but we are Zygarde, so we're going to really put in that work. Another one of the reasons why I do like Earthquake, so we can't actually hit these fairies with neutral damage, plus it's getting stabbed because you are going to be part ground. Doing quite a bit of damage there. Now, we could shield this up, but we're going to go ahead and let it go, and then just bring in the Metagross to farm them up here. They will be able to get to a close combat, but they're going to retreat and lock themselves in here with a Ho-Oh. This is looking pretty good. Now, they are leading with a fairy, so they could have potentially two things that can go up against the steel type. So we're not in the clear yet. I'm expecting them to hit me with a Brave Bird here. All right, doing a lot of damage. Can we farm them down at this point? Unfortunately not. But what we're going to do is let this go and then just bring in the Metagross to farm them down. And we don't even take a hit there. And they have a Mewtwo. Okay, well, that's not necessarily something that can go up against Steel, but it can. It can go up against Steel with that Shadow Ball, and Psy Strike still does a lot of damage. Anyways, we do need to look out for that Shadow Ball. Now, I'm contemplating all of this here. Their quick move on their Xerneas, not very effective. They're not going to be able to farm me down, but I will shield this up. Yeah, Shadow Ball. Okay, that wouldn't have taken us out, but we're going to go ahead and use that shield anyways. And they back out. Fantastic, with a bad lead too. Next game, what are we going to see here? Oh, this is a good lead for us. We want to take out that Flying Bird before it goes up against Metagross, but they swap and bring in Landorus. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring in our Kyogre. And of course, we would love for this to go up against the Ho-Oh, but we do have the Zygarde to handle that, so we don't really need to worry about it. And we get them before they hit their charge move and they back out, because I feel you on that. That means no, I get it. I totally get it. At that point, it's like, all right, it's a wrap. This game is not... I don't know how many times I have to freaking say this, but I don't want to sound like a broken record. It does involve skill, but a lot of it is a coin flip. All right, bad lead, bad swap, you're screwed. All right, let's just not be stupid about it. Skill issues. Somebody left a comment. I love this comment that they left on my video. They said, I don't know how much of a comparison this is, but it's like going up to a homeless person and saying, get a job and buy a house, bum. Skill issue. It's like, no. No. Anyways, we're up against a Rhydon here, hitting me with those breaking swipes. Sounds good. Really happy they upgraded it with that. We're going to go ahead and just farm them down here just in the nick of time. And they're going to be able to take us out before we actually hit the crunch. Gotta love it. So we are going to go ahead and bring in our Metagross up against their Origin Palkia. They do immediately swap into their Ho-Oh, and we're looking absolutely amazing at this point. Now, what they're going to do, and what I realized right after I did it, is they want me to take them down so that they can go in here and... Oh, never mind, this isn't the one. Never mind. This is actually a different battle. What I was going to say is that they would want me to take them out there so they can farm up with the Palkia and have a lot more energy going up against the Metagross, but that's not what happened here. And we're looking good. We are up a shield. So all we need to do is get to one more Meteor Mash, because they still do have a shield. And they will be able to shield up this first one here. So hopefully they can't outpace me with that Aqua Tail. Let's see what happens here. A couple more bullet punches. I think we just need one more. We're going to be able to take this win here. And let's go. And there it is. Metagross putting in that work for us here, folks. Absolutely amazing. Now, when it comes down to rating, of course, this is going to be top tier. We are going to be getting the Mega. Its Shadow is absolutely amazing. Number one Steel type attacker is going to be Duskmane with Sunsteel Strike. And then you're going to have Shadow Metagross. Then Mega Metagross when that comes out. It's going to be like a tie between those two-ish. Mega is going to stay in the battle a lot longer. And then you have the regular Metagross. Alright, so we're up against another Duskmane here, shiny. These things are all over the place, so it's probably a good time to, I don't know, invest in your Yveltals, okay? I was using that thing, and it was absolutely amazing at countering these, plus the Dawn Wings and Mewtwo's. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and just go for the Surf here. And they're letting it go. And they use both shields while we've only used one. Bringing in a Togekiss, you already know it's Metagross time. And they immediately swap into their Zygarde. I do believe they are going to be backing out here and just realizing it's a wrap. Yeah, they don't have Outrage. Hitting me with a Crunch, and yep, there they go. And we take that win. Alrighty. And again, there's nothing wrong with backing out once you know it's over. Alright? But a lot of times you could pull things back But there are situations where it's just clear as day. It's like, oh, you know, when a car accident's about to happen, you're just like, oh, you better brace yourself. There's really nothing you can do. Like, if you even notice before it happens. All right, anyways. So up against a Ho-Oh here. Hitting me with that Brave Bird. We can survive another one. We'll go ahead and let that go and get to this crunch. Or they're going to swap and retreat. Sounds good. We'll come back to that with our Kyogre. We're going to just go down. Not like we had a chance there to even make a decision. Bring in the Metagross. We can go ahead and let this Aqua Tail go. It's going to do a decent amount of damage. But we are resisting that Dragon Breath. While they do resist our Bullet Punch because of their water typing, but it still does a decent amount of damage, as you can see here, but not enough, and we take them out with a couple more, which is good since we are able to farm. I would assume they're going to come back in here with their Ho-Oh, of course. So we're going to go ahead and swap and bring in our Kyogre, and they're retreating with energy, and they do have Dawn Wings in the back. So that's definitely going to be something that's going to take out our Metagross, so we do need to be careful here. Getting some teeth from Kyogre, and I'm going to go ahead and shield this up. It is just a Dark Pulse, unfortunately, but that's all right. Our Metagross can still take out that Ho-Oh. We just have to be careful if they do have a charge move, of course. So we do have one shield left. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and shield that up. Sounds good. And then get to that Surf, and that's pretty much a wrap here. Kyogre putting in the work with Metagross, and of course Zygarde. And there we go. Looking good. Good game. All right, keeping it moving, folks. If you can hit that like button, that'd be much appreciated. Showing me a lot of support on these PvP videos. I really do appreciate that. Alrighty, next game we're met with a Landorus. Now, this is a good matchup for the Zygarde. Always is. You can get hit by that Sandsear Storm over and over again. It'll just absorb it. But of course, your attack is going down. Bringing in their Duskmane. We're going to go ahead and throw that Crunch and then bring in our Kyogre. We'll just go ahead and let this go here. Dark Pulse. Okay, no problem. And again, Duskmane and Necrozmas, just all of them can't really take a hit. And we're going to go ahead and take that win, still in the yellow too. Fantastic. Bringing in a, speaking of Yveltal, there it is. Good to see you, buddy. We're going to go ahead and throw the Surf here, as Yveltal is a pretty squishy Pokemon too, but Kyogre just hits like a son of a gun with the Surf as well as the Waterfalls. So we're going to let it go down. They farmed us down. We'll go ahead and bring in Zygarde, which, you know, yes, all of our moves are not going to be really doing much because they're all resisted as far as the charge moves. But that Dragon Tail is really adding up on top of being able to just absorb that. Look at that. Look at that. And we're going to go ahead and throw the Crunch here as they did swap back. And we'll go ahead and keep it going here for a minute. Now, Metagross is going to be taking super effective from the Yveltal, but at the same time, we're dealing neutral damage to them. And they're shieldless, so let's see what happens here. Going to go ahead and go for that Crunch up against the Landorus. Now, we have two shields. They're going to hit us with a Sandsear Storm. We're going to go ahead and shield this up. Yeah, go ahead and shield that first one up. And I'm pretty sure you have to get to another one, unfortunately. A Dark Pulse is not enough. They lowered our attack by 2 stages, but a Meteor Mash should still be enough to take out this Yveltal heal. Yeah, Yveltal heal, if I can speak. And then we take the win. Metagross, let's go, buddy. Let's get it. All right. Next game. Yveltal coming back for some revenge. Yveltal over here. They're retreating into a Zacian, and I make this bot swap so quick you don't even see it. And again, we still need to look out for close combat, even Wild Charge, to be honest. Yeah, there goes that Wild Charge. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Meteor Mash immediately here. And they're letting it go. Fantastic. Sounds good. And we're still in the yellow with 2 shields. Bringing back that Yveltal. Again, like we just discussed, they're taking neutral from the steals, so they're going to kind of have to throw immediately unless they did want to take a lot of damage. And down we go, which is perfectly fine. Now, I do believe I go in here with Kyogre at this time. Since we did get rid of their Fairy, I'm pretty safe to go in there with that, and that was a good decision as they do swap into their Palkia, and I'll bring in the Zacian to take control of this. Even if they hit me with Spatial Rend, which, I mean, I think I could be at this point. Alright, just an Aqua Tail. This is a wrap. Right, this is a wrap. We can let this go, even if it's Spatial Rend. Yeah, which I highly doubt it. It's not. And we have a charge move. Okay, so let's go. Gonna just start throwing these crunches. Yes, they're not very effective, but some damage is better than none. But what we're trying to actually do is drop the defense because we want to do as much damage now with the quick moves. It's not worth throwing any charge moves at this point. We're just gonna go for the farm down here while we're still holding on to that one last shield. There's nothing they can do to one-shot us. It's really an impossible win here. And we take that win. They still hold on to 2 shields because we just did not give them the opportunity at the end. And we're taking a 4-1. We did very well with this team. It did really good for us here, so maybe we want to give it a shot. Let's keep it going here, folks. What are we going to see next? A Ho-Oh. All right. Well, this is something we like to see here. This is very good. And we'll just go ahead and hold the line. As you could just absorb those Brave Birds, 2 of them, plus the Incinerates that follow. It's just, this thing is so damn overpowered. If you don't have one, I'd urge you to, slowly but surely inch your way to getting one. So they're going to swap after hitting me with a Brave Bird, bringing in their Origin Palkia. We're going to go ahead and hit them with a Crunch and then swap into Metagross. And we're going to go ahead and let this go here. Just an Aqua Tail. Yeah, just probably what you're going to want to do is keep spamming that Aqua Tail, to be honest with you. Looks like I was trying to maybe go for the Earthquake here. Let me see if I actually... All right, we're doing it. Okay, we're going for the Earthquake, farming a little bit more so we're ready to go after this. Hitting them with that Earthquake, not enough to take them out. That really was unfortunate. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. We had all that energy, but I don't want to use my last shield. So we'll go ahead and bring in Kyogre. All right, opposite. Okay, Zygarde, start farming up. They have a Kyogre. I immediately swap into my own. And it's going to be a risky one here. We have to call if they're going to hit me with a Thunder. And I do believe we let this go here, and it's just a Surf. So they have probably Blizzard, Origin Pulse, or something. They don't have Thunder. Well, they could, I guess, but they just baited me there. So we already know this is going to be a Surf. We'll let this go. Things are getting a little sketchy here. Can we get to the Thunder? And they swap right on time, but that's okay. We still have that Zygarde in the back, as well as a little bit of energy on it and a shield left. So all we really need to do is get to that Crunch. It's not going to be quite enough before they take us out here, but our Kyogre is going to have a little bit more health than them. So let's see what we're going to have happen here. And well, we're shieldless, so down we go. And we should be able to take them out with 1 Surf and fantastic, or 1 Waterfall. Looking good. Keep it moving here. Got a couple more battles for you. And we're met with a Zacian. All right, this is not a good lead. Unless they did have Wild Charge in close combat, then they're absolutely screwed. So we're, of course, going to be expecting a Play Rough here. That's exactly what it is. And we're just going to throw our Earthquake here as Zygarde just absorbs that thing, still in the green. Absolutely amazing. So we can take 1 more of those hits and barely survive. Let's see what happens here. Zygarde's a champion. Let's go. Unfortunately, they're going to be able to almost farm us down, so I'm just going to be able to go for the Crunch here. See if we'll get a shield. No shield, and they called it. Now they have all this energy, and we're not looking great. Boy, oh boy, what are we going to do? Watch this. Metagross takes them out before they even throw. That's just amazing because they had a charge move. And they do have a Shadow Kyogre. Definitely jealous of that. Man. Shadow Kyogre is one of the few legendaries that I actually use all of my Rocket, Giovanni Rocket things on, so I can try to get a good one. 3 of them, and all of them were horrible. Such a horrible thing. So bad. That's why I'm a little jealous. But anyways, we have a Xerneas out here. We're going to just keep on throwing these Surfs. And we do have that Metagross in the back at about a little bit over half health, so let's see what happens here. Definitely going to want to let this go so we can just farm them down and start building all that energy up. We're going to have to shield this up because close combat is going to do a decent amount to us. Bringing in that Kyogre, things are getting a little bit rough here, folks. A little bit rough, but they're shieldless, so we're going to be able to take the win. And there you have it. Metagross. Don't miss that Community Day on August 18th, folks. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.